There was a time, not so long ago, when the American summer had a sound. Car doors slamming, suitcases zipping shut, kids piling into the back seat before sunrise. A whole family pointed towards somewhere better for a week or two. The vacation was not really a luxury, it was a promise. Work hard all year and you earn the right to get away. But this summer, in millions of American homes, that sound is gone. The suitcase stays in the closet. The trip gets canceled, or it is never planned at all. The family stays home and watches the season slide past the window. Quietly, without anyone announcing it, the great American vacation is ending. And the reason why is really a story about what has happened to the country itself. To feel the weight of it, you have to remember what the vacation used to mean. For generations of working families, it was the reward at the center of the whole bargain of American life. You did not have to be rich. A factory worker, a teacher, a mechanic could pack up the family, drive to a lake or a beach or a national park, and give their kids a week of memories that would last a lifetime. The vacation was proof that the system worked, that an ordinary job could buy an extraordinary moment. It was woven into the culture. The summer road trip, the week at the shore, the photo album that came home full. It said something about the country. It said there was room in an average life for joy. And that is exactly what is quietly being taken away. Because the first thing that broke the vacation was the cost of everything else around it. Over the past few years, the price of ordinary life has climbed relentlessly. Groceries cost more than they used to. Rent and housing eat a bigger share of every paycheck. Insurance, utilities, the car, the basic machinery of getting through a month, all of it got more expensive, while wages struggled to keep pace. And when the cost of simply existing rises that much, something has to give. It is never the rent. It is never the groceries. It is the extra, the optional, the joyful. The vacation is the first thing on the chopping block because it is the one expense a family can cut without losing the roof or the meals. So millions of households quietly did the math at the kitchen table and reached the same painful conclusion. Not this year, maybe not next year either. The trip became the sacrifice that keeps the rest of life afloat. And then, cruelly, the second blow landed. Even for the families who still wanted to go, travel itself became brutally expensive. The price of the vacation climbed right alongside the price of everything else. Airfare rose. Hotel rooms that were once affordable now cost a small fortune a night. Rental cars, theme park tickets, restaurant meals on the road, every piece of the trip got more expensive at once. The same week away that a family could once manage on a modest budget now demands thousands of dollars they do not have. So even the dream of going collides with a wall of numbers. People price out a simple trip, see the total, and quietly close the laptop. The vacation did not just become harder to afford because incomes shrank. It became harder to afford because the vacation itself got so much more expensive. Squeezed from both sides, the middle gave way. The third reason cuts deeper than any single price, because it is about the cushion that used to make a vacation possible in the first place. For a family to take a trip, they need a little breathing room, a bit of savings, a margin between what comes in and what must go out. That margin has vanished for millions of Americans. Household debt has climbed to record levels. Credit card balances have swelled as families lean on borrowing just to cover the basics. More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck, with little or nothing set aside for emergencies, let alone for joy. When there is no cushion, there is no vacation. Because a vacation is a thing you can only do when you are a little ahead, and tens of millions of Americans are no longer a little ahead. They are a little behind and falling further. You cannot spend a week at the beach when you are bracing for the next bill. The savings that used to fund the family trip are gone, replaced by debt. And debt does not take you anywhere good. If this is hitting close to home, take one moment and subscribe, because the next reason is the one almost nobody talks about, and it has quietly stolen the vacation even from people who can afford one. Because the fourth force is the slow disappearance of time off itself. The American vacation was always built on a simple thing: paid days away from work. But the modern American job has eroded that promise from two directions at once. Many workers, especially in the kind of jobs that have grown the fastest, get little or no paid vacation at all. For them, a week away is not just a cost in dollars, it is a week with no income, a luxury they cannot take. And even among the workers who do have paid time off, a strange and sad pattern has set in. They do not use it. Survey after survey finds Americans leaving their vacation days on the table, afraid to step away, afraid the work will pile up, afraid of looking less committed, afraid, in an insecure economy, of being the one who is gone when the cuts come. The phone never really switches off. The laptop comes to the dinner table. The culture quietly taught a generation that resting is risky, that the responsible thing is to stay, to grind, to never fully leave. So even people with the days and the money to go simply do not. The vacation died not only of poverty, but of fear. And the fifth reason may be the most haunting of all, because it is about the future. A whole generation of younger Americans is growing up priced out of the vacations their parents took for granted. The road trips, the summers away, the easy family travel that defined childhood for so many. All of it is slipping out of reach for young adults who are already buried under student debt, locked out of affordable housing, and stretched thin by the cost of starting a life. For their parents and grandparents, the vacation was a normal part of an ordinary existence. For them, it is becoming a rare splurge, or a thing they only see other people doing on a screen. And when a generation never gets to build the habit, never gets the memories, the institution itself begins to die. The vacation does not just shrink for today, it fails to pass down to tomorrow. The chain of summers, handed from one generation to the next for 100 years, is quietly breaking. Put all of it together, and you see the full picture of what has been lost. The cost of life crowding out the trip. The cost of the trip rising to meet it. The savings replaced by debt. The time off vanishing or going unused out of fear. And a young generation that may never know the vacation at all. None of these arrived with a headline. There was no single day the American vacation ended. It just got quietly, steadily harder. Until, for millions of families, it simply stopped happening. And the summer became another season to survive, rather than a season to savor. And that is the part that should give us pause. Because the vacation was never really about the beach, or the theme park, or the miles on the road. It was a symbol. It was the proof that an ordinary American life had room in it for more than just work and worry. It was the breathing space inside the bargain, the reward that made the rest of it feel worth it. When a working family could load up the car and get away, it meant the system was holding up its end. The slow death of the vacation is the quiet sound of that bargain coming apart. It is a country where more and more people work all year and earn no escape, where rest has become a privilege, where joy has been priced out of the average life. The empty driveways and the unpacked suitcases are not just about travel. They are about a promise that is fading. Maybe it comes back. Maybe costs ease, wages catch up, the cushion returns, and American families fill the highways and the airports and the shorelines again the way they used to. People are resilient, and the longing to get away never really dies. But standing in the quiet of a summer that is not happening, watching the season pass through the kitchen window while the suitcase gathers dust in the closet, it is hard not to feel that something real has slipped away. Not with a crash, but with a sigh. The great American vacation, once the birthright of the working family, has become a thing many of them can only remember. So if your own summer feels smaller this year, if the trip got canceled or never got planned, know that you are not alone and you did not do anything wrong. You are living inside a quiet shift that has reached into millions of homes just like yours. The vacation is not over because Americans stopped wanting it. It is over because the country made it too expensive, too risky, and too far out of reach. Subscribe, because next we are looking at the American tourist towns that built their entire existence on the visitors who are no longer coming, and what happens to a place when the crowds simply stop. Until then, hold on to the memory of those summers. They were telling you something about a country that could still afford its own joy.